Good morning and welcome back. It's September 1st. That means it's Christmas. Well, it's not Christmas for most people, but it should be Christmas already for you. Today on LaserNug. So last year was the very first year, full year, I had my laser. First laser, just like so many of you good folks. I got the Bolt, and as you know now, I have a Nova Plus. However, I made a number of mistakes. At the same time you're trying to learn light burn and trying to learn how the laser works, create settings, test things, learn how to make things, you're also looking forward to each holiday that comes ahead of you because you'd like to sell product, I think. However, many of you are probably doing the same thing I did last year. We wait too long before we're prepared for that holiday. So hey, today I'm just running a second prototype on a new Christmas decoration that I'm thinking about selling for this Christmas. So I thought I'd fill you in, share some thoughts or suggestions, and in the background, you can watch me put this thing together. Let's go. GP, Christmas is 4 months away. What are you talking about? Christmas is not 4 months away, especially not for you if you're planning on selling decorations or different types of Christmas ornaments in time for Christmas. Christmas is in fact a lot closer for us. Let me share a few insights or information. You can hop on the internet and you'll find a number of different consumer surveys or statistics about consumer behavior as it pertains primarily to Christmas shopping. And a lot of you may not realize, because I certainly didn't, that 15 to 20% of consumers actually start their Christmas shopping before September 1st. And then, as you might imagine, September, that number increases, October it increases even more, and at the risk of stating the obvious, November is a big month, right? And then you've got trickles, or you've got people like me who are last minute shoppers in December, early December. But you don't most likely have a retail store. You're most likely selling online and or through craft fairs or Christmas fairs, craft shows, those kind of things. And those craft shows occur primarily in October and November. So when you think about it, you don't have 4 months anymore. You have 3 months because you can't really sell much in December, especially if you're selling online. If this is your first time selling online, that means you're shipping product. And whether you're using an online merchant like an Etsy, or you have your own website, or you're doing it through Instagram or other different social media outlets, at the end of the day, you have to ship that product. And once you've determined who your shipper is, every November, like I have on my other website that I've had for years, right around the middle of November, you'll get a notice and it'll tell you there's going to be a cutoff date for guaranteed delivery before Christmas. And it is pretty much always consistently around December 4th or December 5th, which means every year I put a banner on my website that says the same thing. So that kind of knocks a month out. So if we know that people are already buying in the summer, and that number increases through September, October, and then November, that means you have to be prepared with products before those dates. And if you plan on attending some of these craft fairs in October and November, that means you should have already defined what products, what colors, what type of materials you're using on those products, pricing, and also have ordered the supplies and created the inventory for each of those shows. And they're in October and November. And this all takes time, especially since I know a lot of you that are subscribed to this channel are doing this as a second job or a side business. I know this because many mornings when I wake up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, I get my coffee, I jump in here on the computer, I have messages and emails from you good folks at 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. It kind of tells me you've got something else you're doing during the day, probably raising a family, getting them off to hockey or ringette or gymnastics, getting them back home, getting them fed, into bed, and then you're starting your side business. So time is kind of precious. So now we're backing up from November and October because you can't start deciding what products you want to sell. You have to have already made those decisions, already determined how you're going to build them and what they're going to look like in order for you to start producing those products. And when you think about that process to develop and define and finalize a product, it's not a quick process. Let me take a few minutes and I'll walk you through my process, which I think at a high level is probably very similar to the one you have or will develop as it pertains to product management or product design. So it starts with a design. I personally don't have the skills to do digital creations or digital graphics. I don't know how to create SVG files or AI files from scratch. So I buy pretty much everything that I use. And I can use various different pieces of different files to put together to create something original. Or I can just stick with that file. But the key is there's time involved in trying to find the files that appeal to you, or the files that you actually want to use or, test to determine whether you want to sell. So let's assume we've gone through that process. We've found a file or two or three. So now we get that into Lightburn and we have to start thinking about what type of materials or supplies will I need to create that design. Am I using MDF? Am I using craft plywood, Baltic birch plywood, real wood, acrylics, true flat plywood? There's a number of different materials that you may use either as one or different types of materials for different pieces of that design. Are you painting it? Are you staining it? Do you need to finish it? Are you using glue? Are you using 3M, dual tight? All of these things kind of float around and you have to try to piece them together. And most importantly, you have to track your costs using each of these different materials or the ones that you choose. For example, the sign that I'm making right now, this is not an $80 decoration. This is probably maybe around a $35 decoration. So I already know right out of the gate, I am not using any acrylics. Acrylics are far too expensive, which means no matter how quickly I can assemble it or put it together, I'm going to lose money. So acrylics is out. So now I have to look at the other materials that are available to me. How can I make this an attractive, beautiful piece that somebody's going to want to buy? And at the end of the day, you come up with a couple of different prototypes or ideas in your mind. You've got to order your material if you don't have it. And then you begin building different prototypes or drafts. Maybe you'll paint one, maybe you'll stain one, maybe you'll do one all in true flat so you won't have to paint anything. Maybe you're going to do MDF, maybe you'll do plywood. But all these decisions have to be made in the process leading up to your final design that you plan on putting on your website to sell. It takes time. And at the risk of repeating myself, you have to track your costs on each of these different designs or prototypes you're making for that particular design. You got to track your costs, because if you're doing it and you're not going to make any money, there's no sense doing it. So you've got to keep that in mind. Those prices, of course, are personal to you. How much you choose to make per hour, how much you charge for your laser time or your own time, how much money you're putting into it for materials, paints, stains, finishes, glues, or adhesives. All of those things have to come together. But it's so important that you've got this notebook on your workbench and you're tracking all of the time you're spending on that particular piece and exactly how much you're spending in supplies. That'll give you a very clear, clean idea of whether or not you're going to make money and how much money you're going to make selling that piece. The other thing you have to consider is the size of supplies you want to buy. When I have the bolt, I know I can't go any bigger than 12 by 20, so you're kind of limited. But now I've got a much bigger workbed with this Nova Plus. So now I'm looking at materials not only that are 12 by 20 or 12 by 19, but I'm also looking at the 2 foot by 3 foot pieces of material. And I'm trying to determine how many pieces or designs or products I can get out of each piece. I do some simple math and I can determine whether it makes more sense to buy that material larger, or in fact, in this case, it makes more sense just to keep buying the 12 by 19 pieces. So I get my materials, and of course, depending on where you are, you're either going to account for these on your taxes as spoiled inventory or R&D expenses. But either way, no matter what you buy, keep your receipts. You're going to run a few prototypes because maybe it's not going to work out. Maybe that color swatch combination you thought was going to work out great didn't work out great. Maybe you're going to try it with true flat first and then try a different piece with maybe just plywood or MDF. But either way, you're not going to be able to finalize your product until you've actually built one. And that takes time to get from finding just the right design that appeals to you, that you think will be fun or interesting to make, and to actually get to that final product stage. That takes time. It's not hard. And in fact, it is a lot of fun if you love doing these things. And if you're like me, I love working with these lasers. So it's not hard work. It's just you need time to do that. And remember, Christmas is coming. But GP, it's September 1st. I'm working on my Halloween stuff. Well, I already did my Halloween stuff. I got it done about 6 weeks ago. because I learned last year that starting in September to go through that process in time for Halloween was pushing the envelope. And to be honest, I just finally gave up because one, I had a number of different designs I tried and I just didn't like the outcome of them. They looked great on the internet in the picture. They didn't turn out so good. So Halloween was a bust. But the key here, as I've learned, is you've kind of got to be 3 or 4 months ahead of every holiday, whether it's Valentine's, St. Patty's Day, Mother's Day, Easter, Father's Day, Halloween, Christmas, whatever other holidays you may want to support. You've got to be well ahead of that holiday so that your products are ready to go when people want to buy them for that particular holiday. And it's not 4 months from now. It's right now. So I wanted to wrap up my Christmas message with a real life example. I bought these line art files. At first I didn't like line art, but it kind of grew on me over time and a lot of people like it. And there was my first prototype. This was a mix of true flat as well as 1/8 inch plywood, maple plywood. And as you can see, I've also done some painting. I used some linen true flat in the back. Got a hunter green on the side, and I forget what color this green is in the middle, but I think it turned out really nice, and the colors were complementary, and I love the texture. However, I also looked at the cost structure of using the true flat as well as the plywood versus just using plywood. And although this color scheme worked, and I think this is a seller, I had to make a second prototype. And that's the one you see today. This is all plywood, 1/4 inch and 2 1/8 pieces. I did some different colors. At the end of the day, I like the background, the way I blended that paint in there. So that's probably a keeper, but I think I messed up on the frame. I think that red is just way too bright. And when I posted it, I got a lot of feedback suggesting the same thing. I did get a few people that liked it, but the majority were kind of the same as I was thinking. It's a little too bright, that frame. I'll probably go back to more of a hunter green frame on it. But, you know, Santa's in white, so he pops a little bit. Might sprinkle a little bit of white paint to make it look like stars or snow in the sky. But either way, I've got the cost structure for all plywood. I have my costs for using a mix of true flat and plywood. On the first one, I only glued it. But of course, when you're dealing with these tiny thin lines, I don't want any glue squished out, and I'm not that great at it. So I kind of realized after the first prototype, I cannot use, you know, Star Bond or E6000 or wood glue or any other type of glue. I needed to put either a 3M or a dual tight, which is what I did on the second one. But the key here is I know exactly how many minutes I spent on each of these. I know exactly what my supply costs are. I know how long the laser ran, and I can make a determination from there based on what I believe the retail price should be or what I should be able to gather or get for these pieces. I'll have to decide from there whether it's worth my time to make them. And hey, lastly, a very important step that I think some people may miss. Once you've finalized a design or a product for any occasion, make a jig. I promise you, most of the things you're going to build on your laser will have a layered design. In other words, multiple pieces layered together, such as the shadow box for Christmas. This actually has 6 layers. If you don't make a jig, no matter how good your eyes are or how steady your hands are, you may find that you're not going to perfectly square up all those layers. You just won't. So once I finalize the design, I spend a little bit of time and I make a jig. So I think that's a wrap. I hope there were a few tips or suggestions in there that were helpful for you for Christmas. You probably have already realized Christmas will be most likely your biggest sales season. And there's a reason that you probably saw a number of us going out with a Christmas in July sale. That speaks to those statistics I told you about earlier. People start their Christmas shopping early, very early. So find some great designs and don't forget to have fun making them. I wish you all the success this Christmas holiday season. I hope you sell lots and lots of product and make a lot of money for your family. Have a wonderful week. Please be kind to each other, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Gord Potter, and you've been watching Laser Nug. Cheers.